Hello, the internet. My name is Dain Miller. I'm with the Film Army. I'm currently standing in the Toronto Underground Cinema for the Toronto Film Challenge. Let's see who we can talk to. Now, what do you think the interest for the TFC is for filmmakers?
I think it's called a challenge for a reason. It's actually very, very difficult to get everything done in a weekend. But I think people really like the opportunity to maybe do those projects or pull off some ideas that they've had that they've never had an opportunity to do. You know, like you're always working on somebody else's production, or you're always working on a student production that has a particular set of criteria. With this, you can do whatever you want, and I think for a lot of people it's to finally get an opportunity to do the things that they have, kind of those ideas that are always creeping around the back of their mind. And the other thing is that you always have a finished product by the end of the weekend. I know so many people who have worked on short films or features that have just gone on and on for years and years in post-production and reshoots and never get finished. This, you got a finished product 48 hours later and you're done. And you have something to show people.
We just really love the challenge because it gives us a chance to really put our skills to the test, see how we do under pressure, and it just really, you know, there's nothing like having that fire under your ass.
It's a very different way of filmmaking because unlike having the time to prepare, you have months to prepare with pre-production and everything, do rehearsals. We had none of that. So it's just you're thrown into it, not knowing where anything's going to go.
Yeah, we're doing rewrites on the spot. And
improv.
Yeah.
Who chooses the packages and how cruel are you guys? Do you particularly set out to throw filmmakers under the bus, or are you guys trying to get something out of them?
I try to make it unique enough that they're not all the same. I sit down with a couple of friends and we have a couple of drinks and go, oh, what's a good line, or what's a good prop, or what's a good location.
With a package like this where you don't know what you're coming into, did you kind of have an idea of what you wanted and adapting to the package, or were you just hoping to see whatever you got and then kind of go from there?
You know, like every team, you must imagine, are we going to get thriller, are we going to get crime, like whatever. And we did have a whole bunch of ideas going into it, but they are tricky. They are tricky with the themes that they give you, of course. So we got stuck with all these really unique ones. And by the end of Friday night writing, we were ready to kill each other, and we struggled through it. But that's the whole thing about the 48-hour thing. It is very uniting because it's rewarding.
We had a great writer, Tim, on board, and Tim O'Brien, and he and we did some brainstorming the day before we got the package. But it was so hard to come up with a plan because anything could have been thrown out the window.
Now, what do you think the key to success this year was? Was it just a mixture of the right people and the right package?
It's so much.
What? No. Sorry. What? No.
Get out.
Fair play.
Honestly, that, but also organization. Like we honestly, we've done, like I said, this is our third time. In the fall, we had a lot of things went wrong, and so this time around, we planned more effectively. We didn't plan our story this time. We were totally open to whatever we got, but we really planned our strategy. We had a schedule. We actually had a producer this time. We had Riley, and he really kept us on schedule, and and kept us making sure we got everything done on time. So that was we were very much more organized, and I think that's just so important if you want to pull off something like this.
Was there a point in time where you were like, we're not going to make it? This isn't going to get done?
Oh yeah, there was.
Definitely.
I left the apartment at that point. I was scared. We're just sitting around waiting for it. It's like, oh, this is going to be exciting. We're going to watch it. And then suddenly,
No.
director and the editor, they're just like, where's the thing? Where's the thing? Where's the thing? Oh my God.
Actually, fun fact, we didn't even watch the movie before we submitted it.
Yeah. So we had some surprises that were quite fun tonight.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a film that you've gotten and you just don't understand how they could have possibly finished it in 48 hours?
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Usually there are some really, really well-done films, and you wonder how they pulled it off. I know when we were competing in it, we decided to do a musical, and people's heads exploded. Like, how did you do this? It's like, well, we didn't sleep. We wrote in a sound studio, and we started filming at 6 a.m. on Saturday, and we shot all day. And so we wanted to push the envelope to see how much we could do in 48 hours.
If someone was afraid to do this, they want to do it, but they don't know if they got the balls to do it, what would you say to convince them otherwise?
Don't be afraid. There's nothing to be scared of. The worst that happens is that, you make an awesome film in 48 hours, and even if you feel like it's not your best Oscar-winning piece, you've made something awesome for you. And it's a learning experience, irregardless regardless of whether you win anything or not. And that's why we've also really loved the challenge and why we keep coming back, because we like the fact that we make something. It's better than making nothing. And everything is a learning experience. Yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do
What's
it.
the worst thing that could happen? Seriously.
Honestly, it's true.
It's a lot of fun, and a lot of people say it's like childbirth. If you remember how painful it was, you wouldn't do it again. But everybody, by the end of it, they're like, oh man, that was a great weekend, but I don't want to ever do it again. The next one rolls around and all the same team sign up, so it can't be that bad. But what would I say? I don't know. I think the biggest part is that you get to be creative, you get to make a film, and it's going to be done by the weekend. And it's, at worst, a weekend of your life, and you get a finished product. And at best, you can go back and revisit and tidy it up and use it for something else later on. But at least you can get something done in a weekend.
Thank you for watching the internet. My name is Dain Miller with the Film Army. I will see you next time. In the meantime, please be safe and be kind.